Don't read books on marriage. There's not a single good one. Don't read books on marriage. Read Shulchan Aruch. It's the only intelligent advice. Most of these frum books are psychology dressed up in a pasuk in a Maimer Chazal. Doesn't work. Should there be a book that Pasha tells you what Torah says? Yes, there should be. There isn't. There should be.
How about books that are educational? That's those fields, other than this. What's the more psychology one?
It's poison.
How about books that are more health, let's say,
Medical. Medical, of course, should be a good, harmless, but every medical book starts to become a psychologist. If they could just stick to medicine, that would be okay.
Would you suggest better to stay away from things like what to expect when you're expecting what is coming?
I didn't read the book, but is there a chapter there on emotions and feelings? And stay away from that. It's poison. I gotta tell you this interesting story. There was this program at the JCC years ago. The psychologist and his wife traveled and gave presentations about how to avoid arguments, how to diffuse a potential argument. And they play acted. You know, he played the role of the angry husband and she was the angry wife, and how they get into a big fight or how they could avoid the fight. Right? So basically the psychology of it was there are certain words that are triggers that upset people, and it's going to cause a fight. And the other words are more neutral, and it doesn't antagonize, it doesn't upset, it doesn't rile things up. So if you use those words, then there wouldn't be a fight. And they play acted it out this way, and they showed the difference. And at the end, this woman gets up and she says, "Wonderful. That is exactly what you're supposed to do to avoid a fight. When my husband comes home from work, he wants to fight." What do you think, we get into a fight by accident? People who get into fights is because they want to. So you're telling me how not to. Thank you very much. Why shouldn't I? That's the question. If I didn't want to fight, I don't need your advice. I know what not to say if I don't want to fight. The problem is either I want or he wants. So you didn't get to the core of the issue at all. Most psychology is that way. If you want to be nice, talk like this. Use your indoor voice. Right? If I want to be nice, I don't need your advice. I know how to be nice. My problem is, I don't want to. I am not nice. That's my problem. When it comes to that, the psychologist, I got nothing to say to you. Because in psychology, there is no halacha. Psychologists can't say, you have to be nice to your wife. They can't say that. They can only say, if you want to be nice, do this. Yeah, but if I want to be nice, I don't need to ask you. My problem is, why should I be nice when she's a nudnik?
A lot of books are written by Mashpia and Chabad, based on syphilis.
Are there? Really, there is?
I'm asking.
No, I don't know of any. I don't know of any.
okay if they would read books that are more medical, like, and just try to avoid. And when it comes to
Stay away from the emotional, psychological stuff. In general, let's broaden the subject here. In general, when an issue exists, whatever it may be, in marriage, in the community, in school, whatever it is, I don't know how we got into this terrible habit. The first thing that we think of is professional help. Bring in the experts, bring in the professionals. Since when are they so smart to begin with? But worse than that, you sit and learn all your life, and you need somebody to come and help you who never opened up a sefer? Something's wrong. There's something wrong with that. I was speaking at a Pagisha here, and some Bachrim were hanging around. Afterwards, one Bacher came over to me and said, I think you would rather be a psychologist than a shliach. I said, no, I wouldn't. He said, oh, sure. I see. You would rather be a psychologist than a shliach. I said, no, I wouldn't. He said, I don't believe you. I said, why would I want to be a psychologist rather than a shliach when the psychologists come to me for advice? I was just invited to get together a group of psychologists and tell them what the world is going on because they haven't got a clue. Why, if you learn, if you have chassidus and you have hadracha and you need them? What's going on here? Chassidus doesn't give you advice? Chassidus doesn't make you a mensch? Chassidus doesn't answer your questions? Read it again.
Sometimes you need an outside objective opinion.
Yeah, that's what happens. You go outside, they tell you something that it says in Chassidus, and you say, oh wow, that's brilliant. Because if they don't tell you something that says in Chassidus, then it's not brilliant. Like this guy who went to a course, it cost him a fortune, but it was worth every penny because it taught him impulse control. I said, you mean iskafia? He says, that's what it means? That's what iskafia means? So, good morning. But you're right. If you hear impulse control, oh, now I know what you're talking about. You say iskafia, let me up, let me live. What do you want from my life? Why did iskafia get such a bad name? Because the guy who told you to have iskafia never has iskafia? That could be. The guy told you to have iskafia while he was eating his second dessert? That could be a problem. So what is the solution? You don't need a professional, a secular person, to translate iskafia for you. Why doesn't the yeshiva do that? Why can't a yeshiva say, iskafia means you develop impulse control? What, is that too hard to say?